Hey, what's up to all you geeks and degenerates? Today, we
Classic.
have, yeah, today we're gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. As you've seen in the title, we are doing The Godfather, probably one of the most celebrated movies of all times. Possibly one of the greatest movies of all times. So, with that being said, Jomar, how did you come across this widely praised movie?
My friends have been telling me about Francis Ford Coppola a lot. And, like, I keep telling them about, Martin Scorsese, and they're like, "Oh shit, you like mob movies?" I was like, "Yeah, mafia, mob kinds of movies, shit like that." And yeah, they're like, "Try out Godfather." And I was like, "It's a little bit too long. I feel like I'm a little bit too late on it." They're like, "No, no, just try it. It's on Netflix." I was like, "Oh." I tried. Holy shit, I don't regret it. This is a legitimately good fucking movie. And I'll save my praise for it later. But yeah, I don't regret taking those recommendations. It's actually a really good movie.
Um, well, as for me, my first exposure to it was I was at a friend's house and they were playing the PS2 video game, The Godfather. It's one of the few solid movie to game adaptations. I'm like, damn, this looks pretty cool. And then my friend's like, it's based on a movie. I was like, really? But of course, I was too young. And then one day, when I was still too young, I caught the scene with Luca Brasi being strangled to death. And I was scared because I was traumatized because of his fucking eyes. I'm like, what the fuck is happening to that man?
Is that the big guy?
Yeah.
I hate. I got weird out. I was like, I'm like,
Um,
all right, that's
um,
acting back in the '70s.
yeah, my mom caught me watching it and she immediately changed the channel. Like, you're too young for that. But,
I mean, yeah, there's a couple of scenes where you're not supposed to see as a
yeah,
kid.
as a kid. But saw it like when I was in second year high school. I was like, I finally got the beginning. Like, I might as well watch it. Everybody says it's good. And then I was just like, how long is this movie? It looks up on the internet. Holy shit. Uh, Maybe I'll just watch a few minutes. And then 2 hours into it, I was like, holy fuck, this movie's good. And I wasted some time watching it. Not re-wasted because it was spent invested in this amazing story with these amazing characters. I say wasted because I had homework to do and our school had funny homework back then. It's like
Yeah, hey
shit.
man, dude, I had to watch this movie, um, like this morning, and I have a couple of schoolwork that I was supposed to do. We were
Uh,
supposed to do this filming the other day, but like we all got busy.
yeah. Anyways, it, the, as I said, this movie has a great story and great characters. But what's also more fascinating is the making of this movie. Like, you can hear endless stories of how when they were like the author of the book, which is this is based on the book The Godfather by Mario Puzo. He said, "You know what's my first choice to be Vito Corleone? It's Marlon Brando." And the studio was like, "Absolutely fucking not." And like, huh? Because apparently he was
Oh,
very toxic back in the day to work with. They're like, "We want
uh,
nothing to do with him." But Francis Ford Coppola was like insisting, like, "Please cast this guy, please, please, please." They're like, fine. Um, on a deal that he puts up $1 million bond for insurance, I think, and he does a screen test just to see how it
yeah.
goes.
Hmm.
And they did a screen test in Marlon Brando's house, which apparently back in the day he had long blonde hair, looked more like a surfer. And like the minute they set up the scene, he instantly transformed into Vito Corleone. And they were like, that's the guy. But
Wait, wait. Francis Ford Coppola. Francis Ford Coppola. No, no, no. Marlon Brando's blonde.
yeah, we just never seen him. I haven't seen any pictures of him blonde back in those
Yeah,
days.
neither have I.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up.
All
Go
right.
on, just keep going.
And even the director at first was like, I don't want to direct this movie. The book kind of, I don't like the book. Until he read it the second time, I was like, wait a minute. there is something there. And he was kind of pressured because like he had already done a film with a small time director that you've never heard of called George Lucas. And while helping George Lucas make his first movie, they got $400,000 in debt. And George was like, just take the fucking money so we can pay our what we owe.
Yeah.
And I think the toughest battle he had to face was casting Al Pacino because the studio definitely didn't want him. They're like, we don't want an unknown who's ethnic looking, so just cast anyone else.
You're trying to make an Italian movie. The man looks 100% Italian.
It's funny too because almost every actor, big actor at the time, auditioned for it, including Robert De Niro. But it's funny.
I can see it. Yeah.
It's funny because he ends up being Vito Corleone in the second Godfather movie. I think also
Yeah.
Robert Redford wanted to be Michael, who's Alexander Pierce in Marvel.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And finally, it was George Lucas' wife that cut the screen test for Al Pacino, and even Francis Ford Coppola was like, "Who do you think I should cast out of all these actors?" She's like, "Al Pacino." And he even asked Diane Keaton, who's Kate in the movie, he's like, "Who do you want as Michael?" She's like, "Al Pacino, dude." And then finally,
Yeah.
after telling the studio, "Please, come on, this guy, just have faith in my plan that this is the perfect Michael." They're like, "Fine, he's Michael. You happy?"
And I'm pretty sure this dude is pretty happy after getting a bunch of money after this movie, went
Yeah.
off.
So there are a lot of very well written and very popular characters in this movie, especially Vito Corleone and Michael Corleone. What do you think makes these characters so dynamic or like great to watch? Even though they're mobsters, they kill people or have people killed.
No, okay. If I were to say who is my favorite character here, it would be Michael. I really like this character, but like Vito Corleone, I don't know if I said that right. The Godfather. I don't know. There's depth and layer to his character. He's not just a bad guy who's like, oh, have him killed. I don't give a fuck. No. He takes it into account like, no, we're not gonna kill people. We don't do it like that.
Yeah.
If we start killing people, we would start losing respect. And I love seeing scenes of this man who everybody fears being, once he starts retiring, you can see like, oh, he just wants to be a good, grandfather. He takes responsibility of taking care of his kids. He cries when his son dies. There's depth and layer to Vito, and I don't know. Like if you think of mobsters or gangsters or a mafia, you think big bad guy, rings everywhere. Yeah, that's pretty much him. But like, you can tell that he cares for the people who he has in his life, kind of deal. And I like that. I like this kind of character.
Yeah, like you can tell he has warmth and compassion for people he cares about, especially his family. Like he's not just some guy you can go to say, "Hey, can you kill this guy?" Sure, why not? That's why he's like taken aback by the first guy who comes to him in the beginning of the movie, where he's like, "Can you kill these two guys?" And he's like, "Do you just see me as a
Who took
hired gun?"
advantage of his daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you just see me as a hired gun? You don't, we're not even friends. We've known each other for a long time. Like, the only relationship we have is that I'm the goddaughter to your kid. It's like, I'm more than that. And how dare you come to me and be like, "Can you please kill this guy?" You can do that, right?
No, don't disrespect. Don't disrespect the Godfather like that, man.
Yeah. But the opening scene with that guy is like it's kind of sad to hear. It's like, oh god, this is kind of like, especially in 2021, it's like every
Yeah.
immigrant story coming to America. It's like you love this country, you want to desperately be a part of this country, but there are some major roadblocks in your way, especially when it comes to people who are like, you're not really American. We can do whatever we want to you, and we'll get away with it, which the attackers of his daughter did. And that's why he's coming to Don Corleone, because this is the last resort, basically.
Yeah. And I don't know. I like that scene though. It's just the decision. Like, oh, you hear these horrible things about him, and like, oh yeah, the daughter gets beaten up to the point where her face gets messed up permanently. And yeah, to anyone, even me, and I'm pretty sure even the people watching this, like if you hear that, like yeah, if I have the power to kill somebody, I would do it. But no, Vito Corleone just like composed, like doesn't like no, you come here with zero respect. I'm not here to kill them, but I will send a message. Like we'll have them beat to the point, like exactly like how the daughter got it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I respect that. I respect that a lot. I really do respect that. I don't know. I kind of like that.
Yeah, and aside from the scene, I also like the attention to details in this movie. You know, like when we go to the party, and it's like, it's not like pure American trying to figure out what is a Italian American party like or a wedding like. Since Francis Ford Coppola is Italian American, he knows what it's like to be in these situations. It's like the music's gonna be like this, the atmosphere is gonna be like this. You know, it's not like some guy figuring like how do they celebrate. I have no idea. Let me just guess.
Nah, he knew how they celebrated.
Yeah.
Actually, I would love to be in those. That's fun. It
But
sounds
yeah.
noisy though, but it looks fun.
Yeah. I have the two between Michael and Vito. I gravitate more towards Vito because, as I said before, he is ruthless, but there's warmth and compassion towards him, about him. Whereas Michael, as time goes on, he gets more and more cold. Where like
Cold.
he
He gets cold.
it's a very interesting arc to see in this movie and throughout the entire trilogy. It's kind of like the arc of Walter White, where season 1, he's Walter White. He's coming into the world of drugs, illegal drugs, and crime, and he's very innocent. By the end, he's Heisenberg. He's very unrecognizable from the start.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the beginning, Michael has compassion. He's like, I want nothing to do. I don't want anything to do with his family. And he
is pretty much like a Captain America. He goes to war, comes back hero. He has a clean conscience. Like,
Yeah.
he served. He's a good man. He's not part of this family. Even he even like somewhat kind of brags about it in front of his girl that I am not like them.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be far away from this kind of life. Well, we'll be here for like occasions, but like that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and he even breaks the rule of don't tell about outsiders what happens in the family, because he tells the story of how Vito tried to get Johnny Fontaine out of the band he was in, and like the next day he came to him with Luca Brasi with a gun to his head, like either your blood or your signature is going to be in that contract. It's like, and from
that's the offer that he couldn't refuse. Like, damn, that's a pretty good offer.
I found this out through some more research that the actor for John Fontaine was casted, and then someone else took his spot for a while, and then he went to his real Godfather, who is Russell Buffalino, to be like, can you pressure these guys to put me back in? And that's what Russell did. And so
Wait, what?
yeah,
That is so sick. Full circle to the Irishman, ain't it?
yeah, we made a full circle,
Oh my God.
folks. Well, that's what my research said.
That's kind of sick. Wait. Wait, so his Godfather is Joe Pesci. No I'm kidding. Oh my God. So I guess Francis Ford Coppola kind of took that idea and put it into the movie, did he?
Yeah. Also, Mario Puzo got in trouble with Frank Sinatra because Johnny Fontaine's character is very much so supposed to be kind of like him. Like, it's sad, kind of sad too because Mario Puzo was kind of a fan of Frank Sinatra. He went up to him to say hi, and Frank Sinatra's just like, "Get the fuck out of my sight."
Never meet your hero, kids.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I gravitate more to Vito Corleone. Though Michael's a great character, I just like, by the end, I'm like, my God,
No,
you're going down this dark path.
I mean, okay. What I liked about Michael though was he's not like a greenhorn. You know what I mean? Like he's not new to this. And the man has experience in death because he's been through one.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like that kind of, but he mostly has that whole clean conscience, and it's being corrupted slowly.
yeah.
Hey, come on! What happened to his Italian wife? That kind of sucks.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But it's in this wedding we're introduced to his other brothers. His adopted one, Tom, played by Robert Duvall. Sonny, played by James Caan. And Fredo. The actor I forget, but he's a great actor who unfortunately passed away. Like, right after Godfather 2. Of like cancer, I think. But every movie he's in was like nominated for an Oscar. He
John Cazale.
He was even with Meryl Streep for a time.
Oh damn.
Yeah, but among the other brothers, Tom included, is there any favorites or ones that you really stood out to you?
From one that stood out to me, was there? Okay, the one that mostly stood out to me was Sonny.
Yeah,
It's like you get tell like in every mafia or gangster family, there's always the hothead.
yes,
Like in Peaky Blinders, there's Mad
Arthur.
Dog, Arthur.
Yeah,
Like you always have that, like Tommy in Goodfellas. I don't know, I like those kind of characters because you know that they will do something so stupid that will get them killed. Like I don't know, like you could always tell that like they're more of first Doc Vader kind of guys. This dude's sister is getting beaten up by her husband. You mostly went through instinct and went alone, like a dumbass, and got shot on the highway. On the toll booth on the way to the highway. Good job.
Yeah, well, we found later that he was set up to be. So anyway, going back to the family, I like Sonny too. Fredo, I always feel bad for because he's either messing up or getting fucked over. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't get much of Fredo, so that's why I couldn't like connect to him as much.
Kind of feel bad for him too because he's like the second eldest, but he's like, in terms of maturity, he's like the youngest.
He's not trusted with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that display of all the toxic mafia masculinity when Johnny Fontaine is crying in front of Vito, and Vito just gets so mad. Like, you can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
Slaps him in the face like, shut up, sir. And he's like wiping the eyes. Like,
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? It's like, my God, Jesus Christ, Vito.
I mean, like, yeah, I've been there.
It's like that's rare, very a product of its time. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's a product of its time. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's funny because that's the exact same thing he did with in real life. Was go to his Godfather to be like, please, I want to be in this movie.
Well, at least he rehearsed.
At least, exactly. We also see Luca Brasi practicing his lines because the actor in real life was so star-studded to be with Marlon Brando. He kept being like,
thank you for having me, for inviting me to your daughter's wedding.
I like how that's all he says. It's not like chit-chat for a while. It's just like, thank you for having me. I hope your child is a masculine child. It's like,
Your little child.
it's like, oh, okay.
He is the hitman of the group, right? He's the odd job guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So he's pretty much the role of Robert De Niro in Irish.
yeah.
He's that guy.
And then you also get I think the last person or like the second person after the beginning was me, the baker, Enzo the baker, who plays kind of an important role in the movie. But as I said in the beginning, this movie is very well celebrated and people regard it as one of the greatest movies of all times. When you say The Godfather, what scenes really come to your mind?
When I think of The Godfather, it's just Vito just sitting on this chair, making negotiations while being in his daughter's wedding. You can tell that he has to jump from socializing with his guests and working at the same time. That is what mostly sticks to me when I think of The Godfather. Him in his suit, in his big leather chair. And saying that, I'll make you an offer that you can't refuse. That's what goes into my head.
Yeah, I think that's the second most recognized line in all of film. I forgot from where, but like it's the second most recognized. I think the
What's
first
the
one
most
was,
recognized?
honestly, I don't give a damn. I think I got it right. Was it Gone with the Wind? I'm sorry, I'm not a film major or anything.
Okay. Yeah. I guess, yeah.
Well, one of the scenes that really stick out to me was right after the wedding. Tom goes to Hollywood to talk to Johnny Fontaine's
Horse.
Hollywood. Yeah, horse. I like his reasoning. He's like, he'll never be in that movie because he's gonna be a star. It's like, so you just don't like the guy, because, alright, he said he like made the actress that he invested in fall in love, and it made him look ridiculous. He can't afford to be made ridiculous. It's like,
Yeah, that was it. It was just like through pride. Like a girl fell in love. Like, come on, they're human.
yeah. I like how he's just insulting Tom or like ranting to Tom. Tom's just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, but you gotta love how these rich people are like, I'm gonna show off my dearest and like prized possession to my enemy. It's something I take a lot of pride in. And then I'll refuse his offer and insult him.
I like the fact that he finds out that he worked for Vito Corleone. And he's like still insulting him towards the very end. It's like, dude.
Yeah,
really?
you can see how much pride this guy had. To the point he was like, I'm not a pushover of a director. And I'm like, hey, are you sure about that?
You sure? You sure, mate?
Please consider, or else there will be a horse in your bed.
Speaking of that, that's even when I was old enough to watch it, that still kind of traumatized me. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay, one thing I don't like, one of their methods, there better be a good reason why they had to decapitate an actual horse to use his head as a prop.
I think he was already dead by the time.
Was it already dead?
Yeah, it was already dead.
Okay, alright, thank God.
I don't,
I mean, don't.
Animal
Okay.
societies would be like, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah. Okay, look. Even though if the dog is dead, I'm pretty sure we all don't want to see a headless dog in a movie, or a body, or like a decapitated dog in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So to all you directors out there, I know you want to be out of the box and be creative, but don't do that. Future directors out there, don't do that.
I like the scene is played very well and very like, what the fuck is going on? Because he wakes up and there's like blood. It's like, did Tom shoot him in the middle of the night?
Well, people have the weirdest creeps, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah. And as he's uncovering the sheets, he sees the horse's head, which, by the way, it is a real horse head. Like, they used to
They
fake.
didn't tell him about it.
Yeah, they didn't tell him about it. That's why his scream is very authentic. He's like, ah! Ah! And it was in the heat too, so it would attract flies. We're like, oh god. Okay, Hollywood.
Yeah.
But any other scenes that come to mind? Because another one is the first attempt at Vito Corleone's life.
Yeah, there was that. Is it okay if I skip ahead?
Sure.
One of my favorite scenes in this movie, besides the first part, actually this one like tops the first part, is it was the christening of his goddaughter, Michael's goddaughter, and you could hear the organ playing, and hearing the baby crying as he executes everybody that like crossed his family,
Uh,
and
it's just right because the priest goes, "Do you renounce Satan?"
yeah,
And he
you
goes,
realize
"I do."
Satan,
And as soon as he says that, everybody gets executed.
yeah, everybody starts getting executed.
Yeah.
Do you renounce all sin and stuff like that? And I'm like, and then he's like, I do, and then it keeps going back to people getting shot. And I was like, I love this scene so much, but the build up to it was also amazing because
Yeah.
again, you hear the organ playing, you hear the baby crying, and it's kind of deafening in a sense of how close of how close they are to executing their plan, and I love that scene so much.
Yeah.
And you could see Al Pacino's character Michael from the start. You can see he's like he has light in his eyes, and now you see him in this church with a shadow, pretty much cutting his
Yeah.
face in half. You can just see the 1,000-yard stare. You can tell this is a cold man now. This is not the heartfelt man before he went to Italy, before he executed those two guys in the cafe.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
That's
I
why
don't know, I love that scene.
the scene of the attempt at Vito's life is so significant for me. Because if that never happened, Michael might have been just fine. He wouldn't have been in exile and had to come back and take care of business, or kill the police captain and Salazzo. But yeah, as we said multiple times in these videos, that life in the mafia doesn't end well with you dying of natural causes.
Natural causes.
Sometimes you get a bullet in you, and I do like the scene where you feel something's wrong, and then you see like 2 feet running at Vito, and he's like, "Oh shit, I need to get back to the car." And
Two sets of feet.
yeah, he's gunned down, and poor Fredo is like a child calling for his dad, like, "Papa, Papa's like,
Yeah.
did they not teach you how to cover the wounds?" But okay.
Look, okay. I'm just saying, to the character of Marlon Brando Vito, the man can take bullets like nobody's business. The man got shot 5 times
And lived.
and lived. I'm like, damn, Tupac got Tupac, sorry, what's his name? 50 Cent got nothing on you.
Oh man, but yeah, um, for a movie that came out in 1972, there are some sequences that are very suspenseful. The first one for me is the hospital scene where Michael's just alone with his dad and Enzo the baker, and they're like, "We have to move him. People are coming here to kill him," and like Enzo's just a poor bystander. It's weird saying that, and has to help out the Godfather essentially. And like when they're standing outside, and Michael's like, "Pretend you have a gun with you," and then just like, and and the men drive by, and then once they leave, he's like, "You did good," and I'm just like,
Thank you, thank you. Trying to light a cigarette, just like, oh my god.
um, and then that's when he meets the police captain too. It's like, I like when when he hits him, I'm like, do you not know who he's the son of? You idiot.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this. I don't know why mafia movies are way better at like suspense and thrill, like a thriller kind of atmosphere. Like I am legit gripping the edge of my seat, or like holy shit, what's gonna fucking happen? Than I do watching The Shining or any old horror movie. I'm sorry, I don't find those creepy at all.
Well, because it's in you.
But
'cause
watching,
to be
I
like,
know, I know.
anyone can be taken out at any point.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean,
Yeah, that's exactly why.
I mean, that's kind of the same with horror movies, but like, think of, yeah, exactly, The Shining. I don't know. I wasn't really that scared of it,
Same.
but when it came to mafia movies, that's when I'm like, danger is in every corner. I don't know, man. It's like those scare me more. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good like horror movies back in the day that I haven't seen yet. But
And
yeah,
it's like how for Michael just gets decked with the police cat, and it's enough to break his jaw.
oh yeah, like I wonder how they did that though. Like the
Yeah.
prosthetic that they had to use here.
Yeah,
that was really
and,
good for the 1970s.
yeah, and Al Pacino actually had his jaw shut to enact him having a broken jaw in the movie.
Okay. One thing, just speaking of Jaws, what is up with every Italian in this movie having like cotton balls in their cheeks? Like they can't speak properly. Even Marlon Brando's character is like, it feels like they have cotton balls
Well,
shoved into their cheeks.
Brando had like Kleenex in his mouth.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
those were legit.
Yeah, that was legit.
Oh, okay.
Just going
okay.
back to the subject of anyone can be taken out. I forgot the character's name, but the guy who they took for a drive to get cannoli. They drive to a field, and the guy's like, "I need to take a piss." The first time I saw that, I was like, "What's the point of the scene?" Oh, that's the point of the scene.
Oh dear lord. No, because I thought they were gonna kill what's his name? The guy who has the guns. I forgot his name.
Polly?
Peter.
Oh, Peter.
Peter, he's the guy who gave what's his name? Fuck.
Michael.
Michael the gun.
Anyway, that goes to another suspenseful scene. Is the dinner scene with Salazzo and the police captain. So I'm like, what's gonna happen? Is Michael gonna step up? He's in the army, but he's never had to sit down with two people and shoot them in the head.
Yeah.
And you just see his eyes. I don't know how Salazzo isn't like, something's up with this dude when Michael's staring at him like that. Like, you have a problem, dude? I thought we were negotiating peace.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with everybody who's like, oh, I have to kill these people who are like a dinner table away from me. So I will just like, really? Okay. To anyone who wants to kill somebody, I'm not giving tips, by the way. FBI,
Of course
don't
not.
come after me. But like, be calm.
Not.
Act like you want to negotiate, not. Oh yes, I agree with everything you say. I'll go to the bathroom. Be right back. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you guys have a gun. Have that ready.
It's like, I don't trust this guy.
Neither do I. Like seriously, people giving me the. That's an instant threat right there.
Though the captain's face when he shoots Salazzo's kind of funny. He's like, oh fuck.
Oh. Well, I can't get out of this. I broke his jaw.
He's like, he gets shot in the throat. I'm sure he shot him in the throat just to make him suffer a little bit before he executed him. And shoots him in the head and he just falls forward. He does what Peter tells him to do, just drop the gun and don't run.
Just drop the gun.
Just walk out and you'll be fine. And because of that, he has to go into exile in Sicily because he killed the police captain. And they're like, we need to make a big deal, but we can kind of tell the papers like he's corrupt. He was a bad cop. Oh no.
Oh, speaking of shots or people getting shot, can you tell? I was watching some of John Woo's films. There's a complete difference between how Chinese people make movies. Like, is that okay to say?
Yeah.
How the Chinese make their movies, of like how people get shot compared to how Italians make their movies. Because like in Italians, it's well in Chinese,
Right.
I'm like, I don't know. I love seeing the difference between those, and it's for me. I prefer the Chinese way of how people get shot. Acting wise, I'm saying a lot of wrong things today.
But yeah, you mean the
But-
Chinese film industry, of course,
Yeah, how they how people act when they get shot
versus
in
the
Chinese films.
Western filmmaking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can tell like these people should be dead at this point. But no, they take the time to open the door of the car, step outside, and be like, ah! And I was like, okay.
Before we get to that very gruesome scene, I do like the scene before the dinner scene where they'll be like, "How do we take care of Salazzo and the police captain?" And everybody like, Sonny definitely underestimates Michael. He's like, he's a pretty boy. He's the bestest boy. He doesn't mean harm.
I know. This is weird though, because other brothers didn't go to war. He did. I'm pretty sure he's seen more shit than any of them. Oh.
Yeah. But like, I do like the fact that they're like, he's too sensitive, and he gives like, no, I'm gonna do it like this, and this. It's not personal. It's just business.
It's just business.
Yeah. But he goes into exile in Sicily and falls in love with Apollonia, and like maybe forever is real.
Damn. Like, when I saw her, like, she a fine Apollonia. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what I mean.
Yeah, she's fine. I was like, damn, maybe Michael can settle down. Maybe.
Yeah, you can just stay in Italy.
Yeah.
To be honest, I would stay in Italy. I don't think I would leave.
Yeah. But that turns tables when. No, not the other scene came first. Never mind. Where there's trouble back at home, where Connie's marriage life isn't going too well. It's going absolutely terrible, actually.
I feel bad for that.
Yeah.
Like I really thought. Okay, is it okay if I skip ahead? Like I really thought this fucker was not gonna get what he deserved. Like I thought I was like, oh, I guess that's the job of the Godfather. That's true. That is your sister's husband. But I wish you killed him. And he did.
We can
but
talk.
yeah, I hate that fucker so much. I really do hate that fucker.
And yeah, the first time Sonny beats him, I was like, good for you, you piece of shit.
Okay, one more thing. Through the thought process, if I married a girl whose family is the mafia, do you think beating her is the right decision? Like, is that the right thing to do? Like, okay, don't beat any girl. Don't say it, but like, what more if her family's the mafia?
And like we later learn in the movie that at some point one of the other heads of the family came to Carlo and be like, "Hey, let's take out Sonny," or try to sabotage the Corleone family. And he's like, "The best way I can get Sonny back is bring out the belt." It's like, oh, that scene is uncomfortable to watch. It's like, oh my God.
It really was.
Yeah.
Especially she's pregnant. I was like, ugh.
Yeah. When he kicks down the door and it's like, now I'm gonna kill. It's like, fuck.
I hate that scene so much.
I hate it too.
Like, I mean, good job to the actor though.
Yeah, thank you for making us hate you so much.
Yeah. Hey, I give props to the actors who makes us hate them.
You feel really bad for Connie because before she gets beaten up, she's having what I assume is a mental breakdown. It's like
Yeah, because she finds out that he's cheating on her.
Yeah. Kind of wonder.
The mafia.
I wonder if his girlfriend was in on the plan. Be like, hey, might take out the Corleone family.
He wasn't cheating. She was just like, we might just. She's a middleman for the two mafias.
I don't know. I'm saying like, what if he already had a girlfriend that he was cheating with? It'd be like, we might be together soon because the Corleone family might be no more. So just call at this time to say this, make Connie break down, and then I do my thing, and we attract Sonny. Right.
I didn't think of it that way. It's actually kind of smart.
Yeah. It's a very fucked up way to do it. It's like, why?
I mean, hey, it's clever. I didn't really care that much about Sonny. It's fine.
But Sonny rushes in rage to get to Connie's space, but the police, in the booth, the police officer drops the dime and he ducks for dear life as men with Tommy guns come out and just shoot the shit out of him.
Again, like he should have just died on the seat right there. Just just like.
It's like, why are you
But
getting...
nah, he had the time to go across the seat to the passenger side, open the door, and then die on the floor. I was like,
It's like, I guess his last thought process would be like, maybe if I get out, I might live.
I guess.
I
I don't know.
guess.
Being more open to the bullets, I think I got a chance. He was never known as the smartest one.
Yeah, that too is a very brutal scene. It's like, my God, he's already dead. Stop, please.
I wait.
I like how the car stops behind him. They don't even go near his body. It's like, holy shit.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, you gotta tell the family immediately.
Yeah,
Like, the son is dead.
yeah,
Of course, you don't want to stay there. What if there's more guys who are still
exactly.
there? I get killed.
It's like, I think that's Sonny and he's dead. Fuck.
Yep.
And then
Oh.
poor Michael gets Apollonia gets blown to bits. Oh my God. So like, poor Michael, man. It's like,
Before she gets hectored.
oh. Can see her leg too? It's like, oh God.
Yeah, like, okay. I appreciate the attention to detail because movies don't do that. They don't show the dead body in the car.
Yeah.
Uh,
This one they did show. He's like, yeah, she's definitely dead. There's no way she's surviving that.
Hell no.
I just felt
But,
so
like-
bad for Michael and her. It's like, they're happy. Oh no.
There goes that fine Apollonia.
Yeah.
Sorry. I had a crush on her. She was very nice.
He was. But he comes back to America to be with Kate, and I kind of do like the line where Kate's like, no, it's not in this movie. Never mind.
Wait, what?
There's the line in the sequel, or was it in this movie? No, it's in this movie where
Okay.
she's like, senators and presidents don't get people killed, or don't have people killed. You're naive. And Michael's like,
How
really?
dare you?
Really?
Yeah, she does say that in this movie. She does say that.
Yeah. And he's like, really? Okay. He's being naive now. Presidents
Yeah,
and
exactly. I
senators,
was like, really no.
like, really,
Okay.
Kay? You're just like,
I don't know. Have you ever heard of the World War that I was in? I wonder who sent me there. The president.
But I find it funny and it's very interesting that the Godfather dies from choking on an orange. It's like, that's kind of anticlimactic.
He dies from choking from an orange.
Yeah.
I thought he just like.
No. Because he has an orange chasing the child and you hear him choke a bit. It's like, he can...
No, because I remember he removed it. Then he started coughing.
Maybe there's a seed left? I don't know. It's like,
Like, okay, the Don can't go out like that. Like a heart attack is fine, or TB. I don't know what he had. But like, yeah, just like go out from an orange. Is that how he went out?
yeah. That's how I read it. Just like chasing the...
No, because I remember he removed it and then he just died from natural causes. Surprisingly enough.
Yeah, surprisingly, that's the least violent death I've seen in this movie.
I do want to say something. Is that going back? This movie re-ages well. Like I could watch this today, and from the two movies that I've watched prior to this review, this one I'm actually willing to watch again.
Really?
Yeah, this one I would love to watch again. And I will say it's because it ages really well, in my opinion. It ages really well. Dialogue and how characters interact with each other. The only thing that doesn't age well, though, is the action. In my opinion, it does not age well. As you can see, sometimes some person's fist would come like miles away and the person would be like, oh. Like, okay. Or
Alright.
like, how people die, like getting shot, kind of over exaggerated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's my only gripe. My only gripe.
I do like the scene before Vito's death where he's telling Michael like, "Never wanted this life for you.
Yeah,
Sonny could have inherited this, or maybe Fredo, but not you. Wanted you to become like a lawyer or senator or something other than this." And it's kind of sad because to be like, yeah, Michael didn't want to be the theater, and he wanted to be not part of his family or its business, and now it's too late.
yeah. I like that about Michael though. Is that he didn't resent his family.
Hmm.
He respected his family and he's thankful for what they done for him.
Hmm.
To the point where he was like, I will do anything to make sure my father doesn't get killed by the other mob.
Yeah.
To the point where he's like, I will take up the mantle. I'm like, shit. I don't know. That's like the weight of Vito's the weight on Vito's shoulders went to Michael.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
And I think it was Francis Ford Coppola that said this story is basically a story about a king and his three sons who inherited different parts of his personality. Sonny being inheriting the violent and hot-headed part of his personality, Fredo inheriting the compassionate side of him, and Michael inheriting the cold, calculating side of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the god, before he dies, he tells Michael, whoever tells you about the meeting is the traitor. And that's kind of a hint for us to be like, alright, whoever tells him to, hey, we're talking peace, come with us, is the guy trying to get him killed. And Michael's kind of in a corner, he's like, what do I do? And basically pulls a Heisenberg and has all these people executed. On the day where his godchild is being cleansed of sin, Michael is literally the devil.
Is bathing in it.
Yeah, exactly. That scene very reminds me of, remember in Breaking Bad, that prison scene where Heisenberg's just waiting, looking at his watch while the witnesses are being executed left, right, and center. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mo Green just looks up. It's like, what's happening? And gets shot through his glasses. Like, fuck, king hell.
Yeah. Oh god. I don't know. I love how Michael Al Pacino looks. I am so happy that they pulled through with Al Pacino because Al Pacino looks like the next generation Godfather.
Yeah.
Like the man wears the title very well. I could see it.
I do kind of find it fun where the big mafia boy is climbing up all those stairs with a gift in his hand just to be in the right elevator at the right time to shoot those people.
I love how when the elevator opens, it's like, ah!
Like, ow! Fuck!
I was like, oh no.
And he shoots just two of them, and the other guys are like, fuck, what's gonna happen to me?
Because like shotgun got a good spread. You can get both of them. Got a good spread. Y'all know where that came from.
Yes. And finally, Michael gets rid of the competition, the threat to his family, which is one more person he has to deal with, and that's Carlo. And poor guy. You can see
he is the one who his dad warned about. He's like, yup, there it is.
No, Connie's husband. That's Carlo, right?
Oh, right. No, I'm talking about Salvador.
Yeah. He's like, can you just tell the Don to go easy on me? Well, for old time's sakes. And Tom's just like, no. Yeah. But yeah, poor Carlo. He's just so scared of Michael because I don't know, it's just the way that Al Pacino performs in that sequence is like, my god, you're terrifying. This is the way he talks to him too.
Oh, he's doing the whole bad guy taking up too much space kind of strategy where he sits right beside him, where you're like, your personal space is being invaded. Like for me, anxiety kicked up. I was like, if I was in that chair where Carlos is, I would be crying. I'm like, I fucked up. I'm so sorry. You know what? You know what? Give me the gun. Give me the gun.
Just when he enters the room, it's just his fucking eyes. I'm like, fuck, you're fucked.
Yeah.
He's just staring at him like, it's like, well, you're dead.
I swear, how Al Pacino played Michael is kind of godlike in my opinion.
Yeah.
This Boy Scout turned mob boss is just, you know, it's a good journey for what we see.
And Carlo
For the viewers.
confesses that, yeah, this guy approached me, but for the most part, or like the first half of this scene, he's like, I didn't do anything, Michael, please have mercy. And he's like, it's fine, just don't tell me you're innocent, because it makes me very angry. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
It's like, you better tell him, he might just kill you right now.
It insults his intelligence, and I was like, I love that. I was like, oh fuck, you don't want to insult his intelligence. Please don't insult his intelligence.
He's not shouting in the scene, he might as well be though.
Yeah, dude, I think I thought Al Pacino would have. Dude was so quiet, which made it even more terrifying. Again, see this scene, I was more scared here than in The Shining.
And then,
like legit, I was legit sweating. It's not because of the heat of the Philippines. It's because an intense fucking moment.
Yeah, and then he confesses, and then it's like, you're out of the business. And then he goes to Michael again to like shake his hand. And he's like, get out of here. It's like, oh, you better. That's your cue, man.
Get out of my face.
Yeah,
dude. In my opinion, I was like, not in my opinion. I was like, when I was watching that scene, I was like, no, he must die. But like, well, the next scene kind of answers my question.
yeah. First time watching, like, you're really letting him go. He had Sonny killed, and then he's
not just that. He also beats your sister. You want her to live like that the entire life?
Yeah. And then he's in his car, and Michael comes out with those eyes again. And we're like, yeah, he's not gonna make it, is he?
Yeah, he ain't making it. Dude, once you see Peter right behind him, like, when the mob is right beside you in a car, behind you in a car. It's just.
I do like how the scene's played out. Like, he's trying to survive desperately, but to no avail. He even kicks out the windshield.
Yo, props to the guy or the stunt double, or maybe who knows? It might be the actor who kicks the window and has his legs sticking out and has, you know, glass around his foot and hitting the edge of that glass. I'm like, dude's gonna have multiple stitches from getting cut. I don't know, just kudos to you.
And Connie finds out about, we're not really sure how, finds out about what Michael did to her husband and starts screaming at him like, how dare you kill my husband while you're standing as the godfather to my child. In my mind though, I'm like, he saved you from an abusive relationship though.
Yeah, but I guess this is like the old way of thinking, like, he's still my husband, he's the one who's like providing for me or something, I don't know.
Yeah, but your brother's the godfather, fine.
Exactly, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's a Stockholm Syndrome kind of deal.
Yeah, probably. As we said, like, Al Pacino was quiet for most of the movie, but when he snaps, it's like, oh damn. Why did you make it?
Oh, dude, I feel like that was the only time he shouted besides, Apalina, no!
Yeah. It's like,
yeah.
His wife.
I think that's the only time he actually shouts.
Yeah, his wife was just like, tell me if is it true. He's just calm, like, don't ask about my business. And then ask again, and then, enough! It's like, oh fuck. Like, the first time I was watching it, like, he was talking so sadly, I put my ear beside the TV, and when he shouts, like, ah, fuck, my ear. And then he's like, nah, I didn't do it. I wouldn't do that to my own sister.
Yeah.
It's like, ah, cool, I'll get a drink. But you can tell some part of her mind's like, kind of don't buy it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, she kind of bought it at the start. It was like, oh, I'm your husband, I will never lie to you, kind of deal. And she believed it. until she looks back and she sees that, oh, these people are treating him like how they treated his father. You know, kissing him on the hand. I was like, oh no, he did do it. And then the guy just closes the door.
It's a great closing too. It's like, I get goosebumps. Like, yep, that's the beginning of him as the Godfather.
Yeah, and I love it. I love it so fucking much.
So, any other characters or moments you want to talk about before we wrap this up?
I mean, if y'all still ain't convinced on watching this movie, in my degenerate side, there's boobs in this movie, by the way. They show boobs, so go watch it. It's a pretty good movie. Yeah.
But
any other standout scenes? No, not really. Not really.
You know the
I
cat.
think we discussed. Huh?
The cat that Vito's petting in the beginning. Marlon Brando just found a stray cat and just decided to roll with
You
it.
stuck it.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least the cat had a home for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got touched by Marlon Brando.
Yeah. It's like and he was like the most famous actor in the time, so like a cat. So with all that being said, what would you rate the movie?
For me, I would rate this. Okay. I'm really thinking about it because I'm really thinking. I was like, should I give it a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10? I really want to give it a 9.5 because of my gripes with the stunts and how these people, were, killed. But I can't. It's a product of its time. They couldn't have it any other way. I would say a 10 out of 10. With my little gripes of, I don't know. It's still a little bit of a turn off for me, but it's not enough to, ruin this movie. This is a 10 out of 10. This movie ages so fucking well, and it is one of the movies that I would like from again from the two that we've reviewed. This one I want to see again. It is an amazing movie, and yeah, it's just in my downtime I will watch this and the other two Godfather movies. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Spit went down the wrong hole.
That's fine. Yeah, 10 out of 10. It truly is one of the greatest movies of all time. For a true fan of movies, or just like watching really great mafia movies, this is a great choice.
Yeah. If ever you want to start getting into mafia movies,
out of all these mafia movies, is there any one that you really like that we haven't mentioned?
That I really, really like? Wait, what was the one with Robert De Niro?
Godfather 2.
No. There was another. No, there was a gangster movie.
Casino.
It's no. There was another one. Hold up, I popped up Netflix right now. Robert. It does not work. Okay, no, it does.
American Hustle?
Is it American Hustle? No, there's another movie where they're gangsters.
There's a lot of that.
Oh my god, I am really fucking this up. Cut this part. No. The one with Kevin. The
Kevin.
one from I forgot his name. He's very handsome. He's from Waterworld.
Kevin Costner? Oh,
Kevin
The
Costner.
Untouchables.
The Untouchables, there we go. Jesus fucking Christ. I was having such a hard time. We're filming too.
He's an underrated one as Donnie Brasco with and Johnny Depp. I think it's really good.
Donnie Brasco. Me watching Public Enemies kind of made me sick though, because the camera. Yeah, for
okay.
some reason, the camera is just a little bit off for me.
Yeah, and it's Johnny Depp and Christian Bale, so want to check it out? Go ahead. But
Yeah.
that's all the time we have. Thank you for watching our video on The Godfather. We have a lot down coming out of the pipeline soon, but
Yeah.
For now, you can find us at facebook.com/Geeks and Degenerates. I did it right this time. We also have a Discord community. If you want to hang out with us, talk with us, go right ahead. We don't bite. We're friendly people. Jomer, where can they find you?
Find me at Instagram, GOM at Jom. I like to draw, and that's pretty much it. You ain't gonna see my face there. This is where you're all gonna see.
Yeah. So enjoy this opportunity, folks. And yeah, thanks again for watching our videos. Please continue to stay safe, social distance, wear a mask, get vaccinated at the soonest opportunity. We're almost done. We can finally be together someday and film together someday. But yeah, we'll see you all next time. Bye.
See you on this. Alright, up to you.
Hello to all you geeks, and I can't do more than Brando.
No, you can't go. You really can't go. Hello to all you geeks and degenerates. Have a little bit of a underbite. Today we're pretty much doing Godfather.
Today on Geeks and Degenerates.
No. Overbite.
Today on Geeks and Degenerates.